Which stretch is better for unwinding years of stress off your body, all caused from sitting? This or this? If you said both, you're right. And let's talk about why. Prolonged sitting has been called the new smoking because of its independent impact on health. A large meta-analysis published in the Annals of Internal Medicine found that extended sedentary time is associated with an increased risk of cardiovascular disease, cancer, and all-cause mortality, even in people who exercise regularly. In other words, you can work out for an hour, but if you sit the rest of your day, your health risk still goes up. Research from the American Journal of Epidemiology found that people who sit for more than 6 hours a day have a significantly higher risk of early death compared to those who sit less than 3 hours per day. Some analysis suggests that excessive sitting can reduce life expectancy by several years. That's on par with major lifestyle risk factors, including obesity and inactivity. So what is it about sitting that facilitates these chronic health issues? If you think about the body like a system of rivers, movement is what keeps everything alive. Not just your muscles moving, but the fluids moving. Blood, lymph, cerebrospinal fluid, all of it depends on space and motion. When your fluids are flowing consistently, tissues receive oxygen, waste is cleared, and the nervous system stays regulated. But when that flow slows down, everything begins to change. Now imagine a river that no longer moves. It becomes stagnant, the environment shifts, and once supported life starts to break it down. That's what prolonged sitting does to the body. Not overnight, but over years and even over decades. If your body spends hours each day in a seated position, it doesn't just get tight, it reorganizes around that stillness. The hips begin to lose their relationship with the rest of the body. They're no longer part of a dynamic system. They become a point of restriction. That affects how the pelvis moves, which directly affects how forces travel through the spine. And the spine is not just a stack of bones, it's a conduit for nerves, fluid exchange, for communication between all your different systems. When sitting compresses the spine over time, you don't just lose movement, you reduce the body's ability to circulate fluids through that system. Discs don't hydrate the same way, blood flow becomes less efficient, lymphatic drainage slows down, and the nervous system begins to operate with less clarity. This is where the long-term health issues start to shift. Research published in the American Journal of Epidemiology and the Journal of American College of Cardiology showed that prolonged sitting is associated with reduced cardiovascular function, slower metabolic activity, higher risk of disease, and increased overall mortality. So this isn't just about your posture, it's about the internal environment of your body. Most people try to fix this by stretching randomly, or just moving more in general. While these can be helpful, if the relationships in the body have changed, if the space has been lost, then general movement really won't fully restore that system. You need something more specific, something that reintroduces space and restores the flow. And that's where the ELDOA and the myofascial stretching come in. ELDOA creates space in very precise areas of the spine. And when you create space, you allow fluids to move again. You improve circulation at the local level, and you give the nervous system better input to reorganize the body. Myofascial stretching works with that same idea. It restores continuity. So instead of thinking about one tight muscle, we restore how the hips, pelvis, and spine work together as a system. And when those relationships improve, the flow improves. And here's the key. You don't need an hour for this. You don't need to even get on the floor. You can begin restoring this relationship right from your chair. In this video, I'm going to show you 5 chair exercises that target the spine and the hips. They improve circulation, they restore space, and they begin reversing the aging that has been going on with the long-term sitting. If your body feels stiff, heavy, or it's just not functioning the way it used to, that's not just age, that's an internal environment that has been shaped by stillness. Let's change that. Let's get into your 5 exercises for your health. Exercise number 1 is the chair version of the T8, T9 ELDOA. So the T8, T9 junction is right about here on your body. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna sit in the chair and we're gonna scoot forward a little bit so I don't have my back laying on the chair. I'm looking to get a nice gravity line, and the gravity line is your ear, shoulder, and hip all in line. From there, I'm going to keep my toes and my knees and my hips and my shoulders roughly in line. I'm going to gently tuck my chin and lengthen the back of my neck. I'm going to bring my arms out in front of me, spread the fingers, bend the wrist back, spiral open. I'm going to make sure that I'm looking 1 to 2 feet in front of me at the floor with my eyes down, And then I'm going to bring my arms up slow and controlled as far as I can. Ideally, I'm going to reach them far enough that they're parallel to my ears. And then I'm going to reach as high as I can and begin to breathe for the next 60 seconds. So I go through all the cues. I spread the fingers, bend the wrist, straighten my elbows, externally rotate my arms. I'm stretching to the sky. You'll notice that there's not a big curve in my back. I'm trying to have a gravity line where my ear, shoulder, hip all stay in line. I'm going to maintain that posture for 60 seconds, making sure that I'm breathing the entire time. At the end of the 60 seconds, I'm going to gently relax one arm, then the other, and then relax my spine. Exercise number 2 is the chair modified version of the rib ELDOA, specifically for the 10th rib. I'm going to keep, in this case, my left leg in line, so my foot, knee, and hip are all in line. And then I'm going to scoot my right leg over, and it's going to be completely straight if you can. And I have my right heel in line with my left big toe. So my right leg is a little bit in front of my left. From there, I'm going to take the same principles we always do with our ELDOA exercises. I'm going to get a nice gravity line, meaning my ear, shoulder, and hip are in line. I'm going to bring my arms out in front, spread the fingers, bend the wrist, spiral open. Now here's the key. I'm going to glide to the side. So notice I didn't bend. I'm not flexing the spine to the side. Like a leaning Tower of Pisa, I'm leaning over and I'm trying to get a nice line from my ear, shoulder, rib, hip, knee, and ankle. From there, I'm going to take the top arm and reach it past my head and stretch as far as I can. So my right arm stretching overhead, my left arm pushing to the front of the room, being careful not to rotate the spine. I'm keeping everything straight and in line. And then I start my 60 seconds of breathing from my belly as I'm stretching as far as I can. From the side, it's going to look like this. I'm leaning away, making sure my body stays in line. I'm not arching, I'm not rounding, I'm keeping a nice flat spine, my head staying in line, continuing to stretch for the full 60 seconds. Nice and gentle, relax one arm, the other, return your spine, return your leg. Make sure for this one that you do both sides, 60 seconds per side. The last ELDOA for our chair series is the L2, L3 ELDOA. So this is on your spine, just a little bit above where your belly button would be. For this one, we're gonna, same as we have been, we're gonna sit closer to the edge of the chair. I'm gonna bring both of my legs out in front. I'm gonna bend my ankles back. I'm gonna turn my feet in. I'm gonna keep my knees straight. And then I'm gonna go as wide as I can with my legs. From there, it's the same process as the other ELDOA. I'm gonna spread my fingers, bend my wrist, spiral open. My arms come straight up and I stretch to the ceiling. I continue to breathe from my belly. My toes are spread, ankles back, legs turn in, fingers spread, wrist back, elbows straight, spiraling and reaching to the ceiling while you breathe. Notice I'm not sucking my belly in, I'm not contracting my abs. My abs are nice and relaxed so that my diaphragm is able to function. From the side, same idea. I'm nice and wide. Again, my butt's not sticking out. I'm not rounded. I've got a nice gravity line for my ear, shoulder, hip. Everything else is the same. And we work that for 60 seconds. At the end of the 60 seconds, I relax one arm, the other, one leg, the other, relax the spine. And we're just gonna work more the middle of the hamstring. So in this case, I'm gonna stretch on the right side. Same as before, I'm just kind of at the edge of the chair, so I'm not tempted to lean back. I wanna make sure I have nice, tall posture. In this case, I'm gonna take my left leg and I'm just gonna turn it out and let it relax. So I have my heel in line with my glute, and then this leg's not gonna do much. It's just gonna kind of hang out and relax. On this leg, I'm gonna straighten my leg. I'm gonna spread my toes, bend my ankle back, straighten my leg. I'm gonna bring both my arms up, same as always, spread the fingers, bend the wrist, spiral open, and now I'm going to hinge forward. So I'm not rounding my back, I'm leaning forward. Okay, so it's here, right? There's no flexion of the spine. I'm looking to stretch the hamstring, so I need to keep my legs straight. I also need to keep my spine straight as I continue that stretch. Once I'm here, I continue to pull my right ankle back. I keep my spine flat. I reach as far as I can with my arms, and I'm gonna hold that somewhere between 30 and 90 seconds. If you do 30 seconds, then you're gonna wanna go back and forth between your legs. So I would stretch my right leg for 30 seconds, then I would stretch my left leg for 30 seconds, and I would do it 3 times. If I hold it for 90 seconds, I'm just gonna do it once per leg, and that's just a personal preference. Our last stretch for this series is a myofascial stretch for the obliques. In this case, for the video, I'm gonna show you stretching the right obliques. Technically, this exercise is for the external oblique, but we are able to stretch all of the abdominal wall with this one stretch. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my left hand, spread the fingers, bend the wrist, spiral open, and I'm gonna push this arm just gently down to the floor. I'm gonna take my right hand and put it kind of in the middle of my back, above my shoulder blades. I'm gonna take my right elbow and reach it up, so I'm stretching up toward the ceiling. I'm going to bend to my left, and then I'm gonna twist back to my right. My eyes are looking up at my elbow's pushing to the ceiling, my ribs are bent to my left and twisted to my right, trying to create a big stretch through this side of the abdominal wall. As always, I'm gonna hold it for 90 seconds, or if I hold it for 30 seconds, I'll take a break, I'll simply switch sides, I'll reset, and then I'll do the opposite side for 30 seconds. So if you choose 90 seconds, 1 set. If you choose 30 seconds, 3 sets per side.